Well, I saw some interesting images floating around this morning about those making the final decisions in the epic case going on right now. And I gotta say, pretty interesting. Young, shockingly young, and some extra information we can delve from some of the small details that I think could allude to whose side they may be on, as well as a brand new article in the New York Post talking about that they believe that this particular jury could award a massive verdict to the winner, maybe the full 50 million, maybe even more. So it's absolutely insane. And I appreciate everyone supporting these videos, even though YouTube seems to hate them. Not like the viewers, but the YouTube algorithm. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate everyone that has supported my channel through picking up some coffee, hot cocoa, or decaf, or delicious cold brew bags from my coffee company, Coffee Brand Coffee. We've got 5 delicious blends. All of this goes to supporting the channel. And also, it's just really, really good coffee. Don't believe me? Literally, like, go check out some of the reviews. This medium roast has 41 reviews. 41. I just, like, read them. Give it a try. Or give it as a gift. A lot of the reviews are from people who got it as gifts. Don't like coffee? You can get hot cocoa. Summer's coming around. Get some cold brew bags. They've been flying off the shelves. They're struggling to keep up at the distribution center or at the shipping center, but they're almost caught up. And to everyone who's waiting on their legendary starter kit, again, I am deeply sorry about the stupid t-shirt thing. So we're including a free full-size bag of hot cocoa to all of you who are still waiting on that order. But anyway, I digress. So here we have some interesting imaging on the actual jury. There are 9 individuals sitting. These are the people that AH is staring at incessantly. There are 9 individuals, only 7 of which will actually decide the fate. By the way, the link in this in the description to pick up some coffee going into the weekend. Number 1, we have an Asian male, late 20s, early 30s, wearing a mask. Okay? Now, follow me on this, okay? Spot number 2, also Asian male, mid-20s, no mask. Third individual, also an Asian male. 33% of the jurors are Asian males, and 4 out of 9 are Asian in descent, including the Asian female. Also in their mid-30s, mask. Then we have an Asian or African American female, also in late 30s, early 40s. That's pretty young for a jury, wearing a mask. Asian female, mid-30s, mask. Then in the front, white male, white female, all not wearing masks. And an Asian Polynesian male, mid-40s, also no mask. Now, we know what we know about people with masks, right? So that's not always the case, but sometimes it's a pretty clear indicator of where they are politically. Sometimes they just want to wear one. Also, in particular, when you're talking about Asian folks, they've been wearing masks for a very long time. Long before now, when we see people wearing them alone in their car and we mock them. Like, Asian folks, every time I see them in airports, they're wearing them, and it has been that way for 20 years. So I don't think you can make any, like, political assumptions once somebody's Asian. I know that's, like, that's not a stereotype. That's just the truth. Like, go to an airport and, you know, or think about going back to the airport, 10 years ago. You go to Korea, South Korea, Japan. Everyone's been wearing them for a very long time. Anyway, so with so many Asians, but also very young. The oldest person on this council is in their mid-60s, and it's a male, Caucasian male. So, what can we draw from this? It's difficult to say for sure. I do think that the abundance of non-maskers is relevant. The only people really wearing masks are Asian folks. Is that a thing? No, but maybe it means like 10% less likely that it's politically motivated. But they're very young. and which means they're probably all well aware of who these people are, well aware of like meme culture and social media. They're also probably hip to, smear pieces and the way like, social media works with people showing up. People showing up at certain court dates. Like, I think that they're going to be pretty wise to a lot of these, like, bizarre little tactics that maybe somebody who's 80 would have no idea. Like, why were the reporters at the courthouse? Like, these people are young. They're paying. They know what's up. They've been following the case. I think that this bodes well for JD. Now, if we look at the breakdown of male versus female, I know that's, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 9 are men. Now, just saying, 6 out of the 9 are men. Well, hypothetically, now I don't know how they eliminate the 2 because it goes down to 7, and then remember it has to be unanimous. If they just pull, like, I think they just like pull, like, I think that I was watching the Kyle trial. I think he just like pulled popcorn, like bingo balls out of a thing. It's potential that you could have an all-male, very strong chance that you could have an all-male jury deciding this, right? Now, sometimes men will maybe be more prompt to fall for the damsel in distress. And I think women can probably see through like manipulative behavior by other women a lot easier than men in some cases. So we're just speculating here, but it's entirely possible that you could have like an all-male, all non-mask wearing jury, which I'm just spitballing here, but I don't think that bodes well for AH. Then we see this. Jurors at the trial could come back with a big cash verdict for the winning side, even if the celebrities don't come off as sympathetic. The 7 people who have been hearing about the battling between the two for the past 5 weeks have been told about their large movie paydays, jet-setting lifestyles, including private islands. Ordinarily, people look at these two and think there are more sympathetic characters to worry about than JD's ex, said a defamation lawyer. Still, that might not stop the jury from awarding a large sum in damages, Denton and other experts have said. They could be really unsympathetic, but they could come back and say, it's mathematically probable that I've lost at least $25 million in future income, Denton said. Well, then it's kind of hard to turn your back on that. JD, who's 58, had some testimony around the fact that he lost $40 million in income since that. His talent manager also went and said that her essay sank a $22.5 million deal with Disney. Now, she has not yet called any kind of witness to discuss her claims of $100 million in financial losses, which is hilarious. This is somebody who made $1 million or $2 million for starring in Aquaman, in which she was cut down to just 10 minutes. Are you saying that you lost 50 roles because of this? At least with JD, you could say, like, dude was making $40-50 million on a film after the back end. Like, so at least you could say that. I think at least he can come to the $50 million that he's asking for relatively reasonably. Now, even if... Now, and that's saying, like, okay, so if she somehow proves that she was defamed, which I think is nearly impossible at this stage, they could come back and throw $100 million on JD too. Ordinary people might, in general, might be less sympathetic whenever the parties are rich or have more money than them. Fair, it's human nature. But I think in this situation, there's a chance that the jury might consider awarding damages to whoever wins the claim because of the big issues here. The attorney said that the jury might want to send a message to whoever would lose in the case. They might say that one of them committed actual malice, that they will say you have severely damaged the reputation of the other, And now you've made us sit here and listen to all this for the past 6 weeks, and they might get upset in that way. I think that that's probably very true. Quote, I think the jury is very much invested in this, she added. If they're going to go get upset, I know now it's not about the money anymore. It's about the principle for these two. So what they're saying is like the jury is going to be annoyed that they had to sit through all of this and could just drop a bombshell, drop like 50 million, 75 million. I think if you're going for 50, I think that there are scenarios where you can get awarded more than that amount. So it's potentially pretty spicy, and they could end up getting a giant judgment in all of this. I don't know. What do you think after you've seen kind of the breakdown of who the demographic of people that are in the jury? Again, you're just speculating. I mean, certainly somebody who's 30 and Asian, you might think might be hip. They might know what's going on with technology and stuff like that, but they might be totally not, right? They might be an old soul, so to speak. Maybe you say, oh, somebody, a Caucasian male in their mid-60s might not understand meme culture or understand hit pieces, and maybe they really do. So you never really know, but it's kind of interesting to kind of think about the possibilities here, and I'll be interested in reading all your comments in the comment section down below. I think this bodes very well for JD, in my opinion. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.